So talking about night vision and a little bit about this specific model here, how I set it up. First thing is eye protection. Man, I don't know. I had a buddy who went out on his first op and got blown up, almost lost his eyes. Wore eye protection every op ever since. I've had sticks hit me in the eye when I was on patrol, doing reconnaissance at nighttime, training ops, all sorts of things. And then I had a very severe eye incident with bungee cord after I actually got out of the military. Almost lost my vision, almost ripped the eye out of my socket, didn't see for over a month. And yet I still find myself not wearing it all the time. Pretty dumb, I guess. So make sure that you invest in a really solid pair of eye protection. The problem is that it fogs up, and now you're working with the quid pro quo of, does this debilitate my ability to see what's going on around me, or is it worth to have because of the amount of debris that's flying out all over the place? So that's the first thing. The next thing is, however your helmet happens to fit, whatever that design is, might affect how you mount your nods. Now here we have a version of PVS 31s, which is dual tubed, white phosphorus. Has the ability to come up here, so if you need to do some white light, have extensive ability to see, you can easily give yourself that situational awareness. Then of course, night vision goggles, NVGs, just like that. I usually would just roll them up this way. It does begin to shift the weight a little bit in terms of the helmet. The older models, I would always have a counterweight on the backside. Obviously, this is like a recce cap. It's not a actual ballistic helmet. But I would always start with the back straps, and then I would tighten up the forward afterwards. And then with a beard, of course, it gets a little bit more difficult to run it over the chin. So I would just run it under the neck like this if things were getting intense, jumping out of an airplane or something like that. Then you got these dials. These dials are amazing. Really makes it snug and fit around your head, so that just sits really well. You really don't need counterweight for these editions, these models, because they're so light compared to the 15s or 5s way back in the day. So how do I set these up? I want them to have a little bit of relief from my eye probe. So about an inch or so from my eye. And I also want to make sure that I'm collapsing them to the point where they appear monocular. So I'm seeing through one tube, or they converge. I'm seeing through one at this point, just like standard binoculars. Now in terms of the actual focus, what I'll usually do is set it so I can see about 15 meters away, because generally everything beyond the 15 meters I could generally make out for maybe 25 or 50, and then here I could generally make things out. And if I always need to, I can just come in here and adjust the one side, so I can now see this camera in very clear and easy view. But then when I look out this way, I could see the targetry about 15 yards away. And if I have both eyes open, I could still converge back and forth and be able to read the situation, engage whatever it is that I need to engage, and so forth. Now, in terms of the actual, if you need to adjust the distance, you got these tabs here on this type of a mount. This is the L4 NVG mount from Wilcox, and this can move them back and forth quite a bit. It's really good to practice this stuff at nighttime, because you're going to need to know how to adjust it without taking off your helmet all the time. So increase or decrease that eye relief. And then make sure that your helmet is strapped on however it is you're going to wear it, because then that's going to affect the next thing for me, which is going to be like the cant. And so I like mine with this little dial here, which will cant them either up or down. And so think of like your thumb, when you're bringing your thumb towards you, it's bringing the nods towards you. I liked mine what appears to be like pretty down. I don't like a lot of area down here, but I still have enough to where starting like 45-degree angle, I can see pretty clearly. And because these are dual tubes, I have pretty good natural periphery outside of them. So good eye relief with this adjustment, good cant in terms of general focus, and how much of my field of view is being taken up. And then ultimately the up and down. So you have the ability to unlock this lever here, all the way down, all the way up. For me, my helmet, the way that I wear them, for whatever reason, all the way up is what's appropriate for me. And then again, I'll have a pretty little cant. I think it's a decent cant. It seems like they're fairly low canted. And then that eye relief, so that they're not riding right up on my eyes. And if they hit anything on my eye probe, there we go. So now, if we did come into a white light room and I needed to quickly adjust it, I could simply just throw these things up here like that, or I can cant it out to the side. The one thing that I don't have represented on here right now is a dummy cord. On my actual hard helmet, there are dummy cords. They are like rubber band dummy cords pre-standing on the ops core that will pinch into the side right here, because if this gets knocked hard enough, this quick release, this quick detachment mount will come undone. And I have seen on many of occasions and experienced on many of occasions running into something, or a guy got him shot off of his helmet and basically the bands just still held him up against it. So it's very useful for retaining your gear and not losing it and getting NJP'd or whatever the Marine Corps does. Whatever the Marine Corps does to its people these days. So, and the last thing that I will touch on is the infrared capability. And so right here, sometimes it's a dial, sometimes it's like a dial that you turn. We would use that for signaling, especially if you're doing a link up. On this edition here, it's right above. You can see it there, if it shows or not, but it's like a little faint red. So right now, it's showing just a light. One, two, three, 1, 2, 1, or whatever your bona fides is. That's how we would communicate via nighttime in a distance, like in the woods or something. Don't want to use your rifle, because then you'll point your gun potentially at your buddies. So we would just always use the nods center right on the head there. And that's really all there is to it, man. Nods are pretty easy. Have a good focus, good focal plane. You can also increase the depth on the backside here, but it's just about it, man. It's really just a matter of getting used to walking with them, shooting with them, moving with them, communicating with them. And the more time that you get under the nods, better that it seems to be. So let me know if you guys have any questions on that.